What's going on, everyone? iLootGames here, back with another video. I appreciate the big welcome back on the last one. The likes, comments, and subs help a ton so I can bring you unique gaming content every day. In today's video, we're going to go over some interesting news. The controversy of Imperialhal's new super team, the Falcons, confirming something huge that's coming in next season's Apex Legends, along with answering your comments and voicemails you left me about Apex's Battle Pass changes. So sit back and enjoy. The video is not sponsored, so thank you everyone that hits the like button, subs, comments, and becomes a member. And to these legends who even left thanks on the last video, it helps a ton and I really appreciate it. Now let's jump into it. Today we had some interesting news. The first Olympic Esports Games of 2025 will be hosted in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The duration of the partnership between the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee, and the Saudi NOC, which is the National Olympic Committee, will be 12 years, with Olympic Esports Games held regularly. The International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach made the following statement. We are very fortunate to be able to work with the Saudi NOC on the Olympic Esports Games because it has great, if not unique, expertise in the field of esports with all its stakeholders. The Olympic Esports Games will greatly benefit from this experience, said IOC President Thomas Bach. By partnering with the Saudi NOC, we have also ensured that the Olympic values are respected, in particular with regard to the game titles of the program and the promotion of gender equality and engagement with young audiences, which is embracing esports. In addition, the Minister of Sport and President of the Saudi Arabian Olympic Committee said Saudi Arabia is hugely excited by the prospect of partnering with the IOC and helping to welcome a completely new era for the international sport. We believe that to take part in the Olympic Games is one of the greatest honors any athlete can achieve, and we are proud to support the writing of a new chapter in Olympic history that has the potential to inspire new dreams and new ambitions for literally millions of athletes around the world. As a first ever esports Olympic Games, obviously there is still much to consider and plan with the IOC, but we are committed to hosting a special event that respects and celebrates the Olympics value while boldly seizing the momentum to drive esports forward with the international platform the sport and its athletes deserve. The world will have an open invitation to join us in 2025 and celebrate this moment together. But here's where it gets a little spicy. Saudi Arabia is also gearing up to host a massive Apex Legends tournament this month, the Esports World Cup. This move has sparked some debates because Respawn Entertainment, the creators behind Apex, insist they won't tweak the game for Saudi Arabia. Their commitment to inclusivity, especially with the game's diverse lineup of LGBTQ plus characters and themes, remains strong. On that note, I wanted to drop a quick shout out to this video's fake sponsor, Respawn Entertainment. Are you tired of getting your Battle Pass for free every season just because you played the last season? Well, not anymore. Introducing the new revamped Battle Pass with 2 splits allowing you to pay a low season price of only $20 and up to $40 for nearly the same content you were already getting free previously. So what are you waiting for? Hit that thank you button on this video, donate a small amount, and we'll reserve your Battle Pass today so you can immediately jump into the games when the new season drops. See you out there, legends. Emily, did they say they're going to send is it going to pay by PayPal for that? Yeah, PayPal's fine. That's fine, yeah. Whatever, I don't care. It's a scam. Well, who cares? Anyways. Wait, is it recording? But Saudi Arabia is not just about hosting. They're pouring huge funds into esports, similar to what they've done in traditional sports. They're buying teams and platforms like Faceit, aiming to make everyone watch esports through their channels. Maybe you remember that in Split 2, where you were forced to be able to watch the player's point of view only from Faceit. That's where Falcons Gaming comes into the picture. Big names like Imperialhal, Zer0, Genburten, they've ditched their old teams to join this new powerhouse funded by Saudi money. The rumor mill says they're getting paid way more than ever before, and more than any player has ever been paid. Remember, Imperialhal was the face of TSM, and now just like that, he dropped them. Falcons Gaming has exploded onto the scene, snagging big names across titles like Apex Legends, Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, and Overwatch. They've gone all out, signing top-tier talent and forming alliances with big names in esports. But their rapid rise hasn't escaped scrutiny. The term sports washing is floating around, suggesting that Saudi Arabia is using esports to spruce up its global image while sidestepping its shaky human rights record. This isn't just about throwing money at teams. It's about influencing perception and diverting attention from pressing issues. As Saudi Arabia makes these moves, they're not just creating teams, they're trying to reshape how the world sees them. This mix has sparked intense debate. Falcons Gaming, bringing in Imperialhal, a star in Apex Legends, has turned heads. People have argued he's trading his legacy and the values of fair play for a hefty paycheck. However, not everyone is willing to give up their integrity to join Falcons. In a recent interview, FaZe star Russell Twist Van Dolken confirms that Falcons contacted him and he turned down their offer. Listen to why.
You reportedly turned down an offer from Falcons earlier this season. Is that true?
I mean, I guess I can say that publicly. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really an offer. They just contacted me, and I turned it down fast because, you know, if it was about the money, then obviously, if I wanted the bag and I didn't care about my career, then, you know, I would go to Falcons. But yeah, I do care about my career. I have morals, and it's not about the money.
Can you try to put some more words on why you declined that move?
Yeah, but mainly for me, it's like morals. Money is not like the incentive for me. And yeah, I mean, you could say whatever you want, but I just don't want to be affiliated with that stuff at all.
Yeah, because what is your take on Falcons and Saudi's involvement in Counter-Strike?
I wouldn't answer this question. Yeah.
But you don't think you have the morals right if you go to Falcons, in your opinion?
In my opinion, yeah, but everyone has their own morals and what they consider ethical, right? And for me, that move is... I cannot imagine this move ever. Like, I cannot, even like talking to you about it and thinking about it, I cannot, like, picturing that is not good for me.
What do you think if there will be a future if that Saudi gets more and more teams in top of CSGO or Counter-Strike?
I mean, if you mean Saudi orgs, I think Saudi involvement is inevitable at this point. I mean, you see it everywhere now in sports and esports. So if it's happening, it's happening.
Respawn Entertainment stands for inclusivity and fairness and community, along with expensive battle passes, which starkly contrasts with Saudi's policies on women's rights, LGBT community, and freedom of speech. The alignment of one of Respawn's stars with a team wrapped up in sports washing claims is causing some issues. Hal's switch to Falcons Gaming mirrors big sports moves like Kevin Durant's leap to the Warriors. Now, is it about the glory and the championship, or is it really just all about the cash? This shift has folks buzzing about whether Hal is opting for an easier path to victory, potentially dimming the true competitive spirit of the sport. Now, sports watching isn't new. It's been a strategy for decades. Wealthy regions like the Middle East have bought into iconic sports clubs to enhance their image while distracting from less flattering narratives at home. The esports community is at a crossroads. The influx of big money is turbocharging the industry. Better competition, better setup, serious growth. Fans are loving the elevated action, but there's worry that these deep pockets might be more about crafting a favorable narrative than truly enriching the sport. Despite the controversies, the pushback within the esports community has been surprisingly low-key. Team Liquid is among the few to speak out about the discord between Saudi policies and esports values. But still, they participated in a major Saudi-hosted event, showing just how complex this situation is.
We are here today to talk about Team Liquid's participation at the Gamers 8 events in Riyadh. As you might know, there's been more and more investment coming from the Middle East into esports in recent times. Team Liquid and many other organizations are caught a little bit in the middle of all of this. It puts us in a very difficult spot and a difficult position because we are aware that there's still many human rights issues in the region. This could be related to, for example, challenges with the LGBTQIA+ community, or it could be related to the kafala system that's still so common in countries in this region. We've always been outspoken on many of these rights, many of these values when it comes to Team Liquid, and we feel as strongly and are as convinced about all of these things today as we've always been. And that, of course, makes it very tricky for us to participate in these events. The reality of the situation is also that this is really a shift in the ecosystem of esports. These are not one-offs. There's times in sports where a regional organization, they get to participate one time in a region like this, and they get to say yes or they get to say no. But whatever their answer might be, it's business as usual after. That's not necessarily the case for Team Liquid and other organizations within esports. This is a global industry with activity throughout all of the different continents, all of the different countries. And so, for example, for Team Liquid, when we look at a decision like this to participate, there's many things that we need to take into account. So first and foremost, this event, Gamers 8, is really being built to be the new World Championships of esports. The money that's flowing in from a prize money perspective, a participation perspective, it is absolutely enormous. In a way, if Team Liquid does not participate, it leads to all sorts of challenges. A quick and easy example would be when Team Liquid is trying to make a roster change and attract new talent to the organization. This talent will want to play in the biggest events on the planet. And if Team Liquid's answer is we don't play at these events, it will be a real challenge for us to either maintain top talent or attract top talent to Team Liquid. And truth be told, for better or worse, I do not see a path or I do not see a future for an organization within esports to stay at the top tier and not participating in any of these events. These are tough decisions, and we will stand for our values, we will stand by our values, and we will continue to express those values, whether it's during these events or related to our participation. We have no issues or qualms calling out the human rights issues in the region. In the end, we are making these decisions for the health of our company. That's definitely true. And we understand that may not be good enough for some of you, but we hope that there's some understanding of the situation that we are in. When it comes to what we stand for, some of our values are diversity, inclusion, authenticity. Ultimately, what's most important and what it all comes back to is that we believe anyone, any individual should be allowed to just be themselves. And that is something that we deeply, deeply believe in. That's not necessarily always the case in all countries, all regions. And so that is one of the challenges that we have with regards to participating in Gamers 8. We will always continue to adhere to these values to the best of our ability. And where possible, and if possible, we will try and help out and do some good. For example, related to the war in Ukraine, we opened up our apartments in the Netherlands and had over 15 individuals and families come here for a place of safety. We've always supported the LGBTQIA rights all over the world for as long as I can remember. We picked up a women's Valorant team to hope to help improve diversity and inclusion within the industry. We will continue to do all of those things. And related to our participation in Gamers 8, we will be donating a portion of our prize pool to a charity that helps with issues in the region. We're going to continue sharing our thoughts on human rights issues, and where possible, help achieve some progress.
In addition, they followed it up with, in a few days, Team Liquid and much of the esports world will participate in the Riyadh Masters. Since last year, Saudi Arabia has increased its investments and aims to build itself into a hub for esports and is nearly unavoidable. Saudi Arabia's laws and policies on women's rights, LGBTQ rights, migrant workers, native tribes, and political speech do not line up with our values or the values of the majority of the esports community. While there has been some improvement in the country, more needs to be done. We believe that Team Liquid has a responsibility to raise awareness and push for an esports community that welcomes all. We're committing $50,000 to Rainbow Railroad, a charity that helps LGBTQ people all over the world escape life-threatening persecution, and $50,000 to initiatives and events that help women and LGBTQ plus people in esports. This is in addition to the $47,500 we've already donated last year. We will also continue to work with ESL to guarantee the safety of our staff and players in the region. We hope the community will remain outspoken about these events and that other organizations will also help raise awareness. We know this won't please everyone, and we understand that the community will talk. That's good. We believe that this is better than the silence that would come otherwise. There are other issues, like at the end of August of last year in the Gamers 8 tournament for CSGO, Team Falcons appeared despite the team not usually qualifying for S-tier, highest professional level tournaments. International CSGO organizations never called out the obvious nepotism, and the oddity of their inclusion was never discussed. This concerning incident that spoke volumes about the ever-presence of politics in the era was the treatment of the Israeli players Flames, Spins, and nerds. Esports journalist Richard Lewis noted that whenever the big screen would highlight the Israelis, the players were subjected to a harsh chorus of boos from the Saudi audience. The fact that this occurred is itself unsettling, but perhaps worse was when the organizers took the extraordinary step of cutting the audio coming from the audience for the event's internet broadcasts. Strikingly, there was no acknowledgement or reference to this incident by the official tournament hosts or the international commentators, other than an X post from Spinks thanking the organizers for bringing in 24/7 security guards for the players due to the relationship between Israel and Saudi Arabia. The announcement of Saudi hosting the first esports Olympic Games is a game changer. It's a landmark event, but drags along hefty ethical questions. And with a major Apex Legends tournament on Saudi soil boasting a prize pool bigger than EA's, the stage is set for more intense discussions and perhaps a few controversies. As Falcons Gaming continues to shake up the esports scene, we're reminded that this isn't just about playing games. It's about the values we stand for and how we navigate the murky waters of big investments with potentially big strings attached. But I leave it to you. What are your guys' thoughts on this issue with the Falcons team? Is it worth taking the money? Do you think that this is some kind of blood money? Or do you just see it as just business as usual and business is business? Politics should stay out of it. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Leave comments down below. You can also leave a voicemail by going to speakpipe.com/ilootgames, where you'll have a chance for me to answer you on the next video. On a whole different note, I did want to give you guys some good news. I have confirmation that the new map will indeed be dropping next season. The only issue is that this kind of reinforces my thought that the Battle Pass change may be brought out at this time because they know that they are bringing so much new content next season that no one is going to complain. And the Battle Pass issue will just be swept under the rug, just like all the issues of bringing skins back that they said they would never bring back and things like that. Now let's go ahead and answer some of your voice messages you left me from the last video. If you haven't watched that yet, link is down in the description. We talk about the Battle Pass changes and how it's going to kill the game. Let's go and jump into it.
Hey, iLoot Games, it's Cheetah P. So about the wage claim, I worked at a sushi restaurant for like 3 months, and then within those 3 months, I was getting paid every 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks, I got paid on time. After that, the checks were always running late, like 5 to 7 days late. I'm talking about like a whole week late. We signed a contract saying that we were gonna get paid every 5th and every 20th. We never did. So I filed a wage claim with the state. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But the funny thing is that I told the boss that I was gonna file a wage claim, and instead of sending me a paycheck, he sent me a pay stub. I'm like, bro. But yeah, that's what happened, and I'm still waiting to hear back. I think they should do it definitely. They should definitely do it, 100%.
So this first one is in reference to the fact that Apex Legends players, we talked about in the last video, were not getting their payments from EA for their winnings at Split 1. And actually since then, we even saw people getting paid for money they didn't earn. Someone got $100,000 as if they won the tournament and they weren't even in the tournament. So EA is clearly having some issues. I don't know what's going on there, but what Cheetah P is saying is that you can try to force the company to pay you, especially since they've been waiting for so long. Even if it's a little bit amount of money, you're owed money, you need to do what you need to do.
Hello there. So I did watch your video, and I think that a lot of the stuff you say I agree with. I think the huge issue is that the people working on the game actually do not care about the game at all. Whether it be the story group, the people that do the updates, the map designers, even though I think they do a pretty okay job for the most part. But I feel that everybody who work on this game do not care, and I don't think EA cares either. They care about getting money. But the people that they hire don't care. So it's going to be pretty hard for them to make money when the quality of the game is at this point where it's pretty much awful. And I would take all the funny glitches from like the first few seasons any day of the week over having to deal with all the cosmetics that we get over like quality of life changes for the game and updates and all that kind of stuff. So I genuinely believe that the people working on the game do not care about it whatsoever, and it's really sad to see.
This next one is from Zuma Fan. Thank you for sending that one in. I agree with some of what you're saying, but I'm a little concerned that a lot of this, when it comes to these money decisions, is coming from EA. And I think the comments on the YouTube video will back that up. A lot of people are just like, look, here goes EA ruining another game. They're forcing Apex to meet standards and earnings that Apex just cannot meet. They are pushing forward cosmetics on us all the time. They are not giving us new events. They're not giving us new map changes. They're not doing a lot of stuff that we're used to. There's no teasers. There's no in-game content that's really changing the way we enjoy the game. And so the developers are just trying to keep their jobs at this point, is the way I feel. But thank you for sending that in, Zuma.
Okay, so obviously the new Battle Pass system is atrocious and terrible, and it's going to be really bad, and everyone knows that. But I think what's more important is the fact that Loot is finally releasing videos again, which means we all finally have something to calm ourselves and have some smooth ASMR voice to lull us into sleep with that sexy manly voice. Like, God.
Yeah, I agree. The Battle Pass idea is atrocious. Thank you, Pickle Nick. Let's move on to the next one.
I think having $10 IRL money for the new battle pass is kind of stupid. Like every battle pass I've ever enjoyed playing or grinding for was always ones that you can earn the next battle pass for. Like Multiverses, when they added their battle pass, it didn't have a currency that you can earn to earn the next battle pass. But they recently changed that once they fully released the game, which I enjoyed more. But beyond that, like IRL money for battle passes is just such a stupid change, especially that they're making it like every half season. I don't know, $20 every season is going to be so dumb to invest in. Like a battle pass should be an investment of your time, not your money. Like the battle pass is grinding, and like it influences you to play the game more, not just get rewards. I think that's what a purpose is for the battle pass, is to have a reason to play the game more so than having a reason to spend money on the game. Is just so stupid in my opinion. But overall, just like investing your time is what a battle pass should be about. Just how I invest my time into watching iLoot games on Kick and Twitch. Come on, invest your time, guys. But yeah.
Thank you for that one, Chaos Monkey. Yes, this is actually a very good point. I think the Battle Pass should be used as a way to keep the player engagement levels high so that we can have good queue time. So there should be more incentive to be grinding that Battle Pass, because that's what keeps the game alive. It shouldn't just be a way to milk the audience. Like, you should be using your cosmetics and other things in the game to milk your audience. Meanwhile, make the Battle Pass a reason for us to get on every day and keep this game alive, keep the viewership up, keep the YouTube views up for the people who are creating content, the streamers who need watchers. Like, that's what the Battle Pass should be used for. I think this is very true, and I appreciate it. And of course, you should be watching me on kick.com/ilootgames or twitch.tv/ilootgames. Also, follow me everywhere on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm iLoot Games on all of those. I will catch you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.